Okay, wow, we're back, and say Junior and Al are not here because of, I guess, reasons. So I decided to bring my friend Elliot in, which is my friend Carlton's brother. And I've even said before I even started this podcast, for months and months, and not even fucking years, we would be playing video games and playing Xbox Live, and Elliot would say some of the most raunchiest, fucking horrible things I've ever fucking heard. And I'm like, you know what? At some point, I'm gonna start recording shit you say, and I'm sure by the end of this episode, if anybody makes it through this shit too, he's gonna piss somebody to fuck off. But hey, like anything, I'm a fan of raunchy, hardcore, funny ass comedy, and if you don't like it, then it's just, again, we're half serious, we're half raunchy, and we have fucked up senses of humor, so be it. But like anything, I'm trying to finish off this Fleshman's Royal Vodka with some Coke Zero. And
you have literally had that for like 2-3 weeks now. It's
hard to drink all of it. I can only handle so much at a time, so.
Yeah, so
what do you got?
Elliot. Nice to meet you. Get used to this voice. Either you're going to hate it or you're going to love it.
Probably going to hate it. What are you drinking? Well, I'm starting off now every podcast. You know what? This isn't a critical drinking podcast. It should be. But we're doing this shit too because we all like fucking alcohol, especially me recently. But so I got my Fleshman's. Elliot's got
Fireball whiskey in a big bottle. I'm celebrating being 35 and sober's not an option.
So you're like Junior, where you're both assholes. You both like Fireball whiskey. You're both fat, and just one's black, you're more tan. But
caramel works perfectly because kind of sweet but sticky.
Yep. What are you drinking, Susan?
Sutter Home Pink Moscato wine. It's cheap as hell, and I will probably be falling on the floor by the end of this.
I'm not picking her up, so.
I'll try, but I'll probably...
Jen, you got me.
Yeah, I got your back, Jen.
What are you drinking, Jen?
I'm drinking good old-fashioned Bud Light.
Oh, God.
I'm sunburned as shit. I wasn't here last time because I was kayaking, my fat ass. And now I'm in a lot of pain, if I'm going to be completely honest.
And yet again, guys, Elliot's another one of our friends. We're, like, what, you're 6'5", 6'6"? I forgot.
I'm up there.
Yeah, and again, to like anybody, there isn't a person in this fucking room that's under 200 pounds. So is it all my friends I'm stuck with too, or just like as Americans, we're all just fat, so.
I knew it. I'm surrounded by fat people.
But like, we see Jen, she's a prime example where people are like, I'm going to die, I'm going to start drinking light beer or Diet Coke. Jen's drinking Bud Light. It ain't doing anything for her, so. No. Just stick to the regular shit.
Breakfast pizza is my problem.
But, so Elliot listened to episodes 1 through 5 and thought it was pretty fucking hilarious, and he came down and I'm like, hey, if you got shit you want to say, dude, anybody can come down to this if you're near us, and we'll take some more opinions. But Elliot's got some shit on his mind, and I'm like, hey, start it off with what you want to say, and fuck it.
All right, I'm going to explain the definition of this word, even though someone is probably in a later comment going to say, I read this wrong. But it's going to pretty much even equate to some people who listen to this later and get mad for the sake of being mad. It's called bias. B-I-A-S. Yes, I'm an asshole for spelling that out. Mm-hmm. Prejudice in favor of or against one thing, person, or group compared with another, usually in a way considered to be unfair. My God, don't we all have that in some way, shape, or form?
We do.
Mm-hmm.
It's like Junior, he's biased against fat people.
No, inconvenient fat people.
Like I tried, so like, you know, said the thing with Al is like, I think in being in prison, all my history of like, you know, very overweight black men and the wisdom in Junior, just like you can see like the blood draining from his face, you know, because Junior's had, you know, a lot of situations with overweight black men and hasn't been that great, so.
Specifically his dad.
Oh, God.
Those stories, I swear, just bring a tear to my face.
See, I mean, I could tell them, but he's got to be here for this because, like, even though I was witnessing to a lot of them, but, like, the way he says it, because I say it from a comedy aspect, he says it from a anger.
Loathing, hatred.
Plus disappointment.
Loathing, hatred, disappointment, not wanting to admit that this is actually the person whose semen created him.
Yeah. Like the dickhead I am, like earlier said, I took my son, we went to the park, even during COVID, and this is, again, our COVID update. Nothing's different. Supposedly we'll be opening up soon. Don't know. Don't give a fuck, honestly, because not that I don't give a fuck, sorry that came out wrong, but like the fact that I don't give a fuck in the sense that we can't change it, guys. You know, the state opens up when it opens up, whatever. Mm-hmm. But again, I took the dog to the park and I was jogging. I got a good half hour jogging, doing some pull-ups, and I text Junior, you know, a picture of me, my son, and the dog. I'm like, see, buddy, see how this happens? You know, father-son bonding moment where the father and son's working out together and losing weight, and they're jogging and stuff. And you know, this should bring a tear to your eyes. I can just imagine his look of just hatred seeing that text message. But see, Jen, this is a prime example where it's like our dad, Susan didn't know him too much. Elliot really didn't know him, but like our dad had his flaws, like any person, and he was comical and stuff too. But we never had to live with like the pain Junior has to live through, and that's it too. Junior's misery we can laugh at because it's not happening to us, you know. It's no one here, the four of us. I never could say like my father was stuck on a ride in front of 1,000 people and made a scene.
I can't breathe.
To the point where his dad's turning purple. They have to call the attendants and stuff too. And thank God that was before camera phones, because he would have had 2 billion fucking hits on YouTube. Because I can imagine. But Junior's got to tell its story for himself. But yeah, I mean, it's misery for him because like my father, like most little boys, I looked up to and wanted to be my dad. I idolized my dad. My dad taught me life lessons. He taught me many things. How to be a hard worker. He taught me how to stay in his shape. And you know, he worked out with me. He did everything Junior's father hasn't done. So what was your premise of after listening to our first 5 episodes, Elliot? So, which you liked them, which I'm like, hey, cool. And Elliot said he shared it with some friends. And again, guys, you know, honest criticism, some feedback. I'm trying to elaborate more and talk better because I noticed that it's getting easier the more I'm doing this shit. But what was the reason that this topic popped up in your mind for?
Well, I'm going to be biased. Oh, see, the word of the day. Because we constantly hear celebrities running their mouth, and their word is law above everything else.
Oh, yeah.
Madonna sings a song in a bathroom, and
I know.
From the quarantine, and people lose their absolute shit. But yet you look at the people down at the bottom making sure that bathtub was actually made, her house was put together, and nobody would spit on one of us to put us out. And if we're lucky, someone will call the fire department. But for the most part, people, if it was Madonna, I would do everything for her.
Yeah.
No, we're just low class people trying to make a living, trying to get through this, and what most people won't want to talk about is how mentally horrific this is for a lot of people. Losing your job, not knowing what's going to happen.
Depression.
We have a biased opinion. It's unfair for us, while you have like Gal Gadot saying how depressed she is walking through her own personal orchard. I'm like, fuck you.
Seriously.
I mean, if I did that, I'd be having parties left and right. That would be my world right there, my little orchard. But we can't go down the street without everybody walking. Need a mask. Oh, you might get fined all this money if you don't do what we say. It's unfair. And it's having such a terrible effect on a lot of people. And a lot of people don't want to admit it. Someone listening in on this is probably like, man, those are the darkest days of my life. Trust me. I'm with you. I've been drinking like an asshole during this whole thing.
I'll tell you, like me as a bartender, like part of my job, you know, because you can learn 5,000 drinks if you want. But part of my job is if I have 2 men sitting on opposite sides of the bar, and, you know, like they're drinking this and that, but that one asked me, did I catch the New York Giants game the other day? And then I start talking, and then I get 2 customers start talking, and I'm also like a peacekeeper, so guys aren't kicking the shit out of each other at my bar. So it's kind of weird, like my friend Sheila and I, she's also a bartender, we were talking about it, like, I feel like we're taking a big hit because we are this... If you're a shy bartender, it's not going to work. It's a lot cheaper to drink at home. People go to the bar, they want to talk to your bartender. So, you know, like we're not only talking to every person, even if it's just chit chat, small talk, where you're from, whatever, but then we're also stirring up conversation amongst a bar full of people. So we don't even have that anymore. I'm going to be honest with you right now. I mean, as we've talked about, I'm at work, I'm losing my damn mind.
Yeah.
You know, I really am. It sucks.
Well, bartending right now, and also obviously alcohol too, it's been proven that during this shit the past 2 months, it's essential. Alcohol is goddamn sure essential. But like anything, bartenders are one of them things. To me, they're at a different level as like, you know, a nurse, a military person. But they are still blue collar people. Like Elliot has worked plenty of blue collar jobs, as well as Susan and Jen, and anybody that I would invite to this podcast, anybody I would want listening to this podcast. The point is, we are blue collar, and we are people that work for a living. even and I've said before too, people think that I'm against people working from home or people working on a computer. No. I have a friend who's a state worker. He provides a good service. He does taxation and finance. It's like when you file your state tax returns and your federal tax returns, someone has to do that. His service is very important. Is it physically demanding? No. The thing is, he has flat out said too, this job is not hard. It's not physically demanding. Is it essential? Yes. Is it needed? Yes. But I'm not going to sit there and hop on social media and pretend that what I do is fucking difficult. Because you work in an office from 9 to 5, we're not saying what you do isn't necessary, it's not important, but don't act like you're on the same level as somebody, as a roofer, who's spending a mid-August day in 115-degree heat, working 8 to 10 hours, possibly getting sunburn or whatever the case may be. So it's like, there's a difference between blue-collar, lazy, and entitled, and my whole issue with the internet trend and stuff. Bartending is one of them. You know, like anything, people can make their judgments about strippers and dancing as somebody who's dated a stripper and who's been to strip clubs and stuff. If you think it's simple to just remove your clothes and get paid, it really fucking isn't. It's very fucking difficult to. That's why some girls bring home $100 a night. Some girls bring home $2,000 a night. Same thing as bartenders. Jen knows this. Some bartenders make $20 in tips. Some bartenders make $1,000 in fucking tips. It is definitely a fucking skill to be sociable, and it's not easy. And like Jen said, you know, people go to the fucking bar because they've had a long day, a shitty job, and, you know, some people could say that their relieving stress is donating to somebody on some kind of whatever social media thing too. I'd prefer giving a tip to a bartender, because these bartenders, they work fucking jobs. Like, Jen, you're a bartender. You don't spend 8 hours just sitting in a chair, do you?
No, hell no.
Exactly.
I walk on average 8 to 10 miles a shift.
Yeah. And it's long fucking hours. It's exhausting and stuff too. And also too, you're not standing up straight. You are moving your ass. I've seen you. I've seen fucking bartenders. I've seen good bartenders. For good bartenders, you damn sure have to have fucking ADHD for that shit. It is a ball busting, labor intensive, fast paced, moving job. On top of the physical strain, the mental strain, don't underestimate how important a fucking bartender is. Now again, no bartender is making $2 million a year. But the premise too is I'll respect, support, and help out any bartender versus, again, some bitch sitting in her fucking bed making pillow forts or fucking blanket forts. And hey guys, hop into my Patreon because I watch anime for 20 minutes. Like, go fuck yourself.
Is that aimed at me? I might pay for that if it's a good anime. Are we talking like Black Clover? I'd watch that shit.
But you know. But also, so the whole thing with bias and stuff too, this has definitely been a hot topic the past, I'm not sure how many years, but especially during COVID and stuff. The celebrity itself too, celebrities are losing the power that they used to have. There was a time period, yes, you know, the Kardashians or the Ellen DeGenereses or the Justin Biebers, whatever. They still have some clout with some diehard dumbass fans, but their overall fucking clout isn't what it used to be. Their power isn't what it used to be because, again, people are sitting there, we're sick and tired of you. Like, you know, I have 2 swimming pools. I have 2 tennis courts. I have 2 basketball courts. I can go jogging every day with my enclosed fence. This COVID and all my food is delivered to me and stuff too. So, you can't relate to the shit that we go through and stuff. Mm-hmm. But, yeah, people are fucking biased because Elliot would say, you know, people, this is something I've talked about in the past, is that, you know, celebrities, it's at what point, if you follow a celebrity, is enough? It's like to the point where how much awful shit do they have to do or talk about you? So many fucking celebrities, whether it's an actor, a musician, an athlete, they treat their fans like total fucking dog shit. I've said it before in the past. If you ever watch a single minute of the Kardashian show, do you think these self-centered pieces of shit care about you? You think they care about your fucking problems? You think they care about your family, your sick people in your life? Fuck no, they don't.
Recently it came out, Ellen DeGeneres is like an asshole to people.
I've read an article too.
I watch the Ellen show all the time. I like her. She gives back to people that she selects and, you know, going through hardships and stuff. But there's been like her bouncers. There's been, you know, like different people that have just said that she's actually kind of a dickhead, like flat out.
Yeah.
I can believe it, though. I don't watch these shows as maybe catch one in a while. I'm so bored. It's like, oh, this show's on, I'll watch it.
Yeah.
I don't know the real person because in public they all have to wear a mask. They can't show who they really are.
Yeah.
How are we supposed to know which celebrity is a monster behind closed doors?
Yeah. Well, especially nowadays too. It's like Jen said in the past, you would watch a talk show host and think that because on a talk show they're the greatest fucking person on earth.
Right.
Now with social media, as much as social media can be bad, the good part though is because of social media, now every bodyguard, every hairstylist, everybody that is like,
interns, producers,
exactly,
anybody backstage,
your hairstyle stuff too. I've always said this, that as a person, universally, if you are a piece of shit, you said you can pretend all fucking day. You can hop on a television show, a movie and stuff and come out to be a nice person. That will get you so far. Nowadays, though, people back in the fucking day didn't have the social media presence they have now. Like Jen said, nowadays, everybody behind the scenes, they've got a Twitter account. They have a podcast. They have freaking a Facebook page. When you start becoming this universal asshole, it's going to start getting out. That's why I said...
Just a matter of time.
I only follow, like I said, Kevin Smith's a prime example. Me and Susan, we went to a Kevin Smith show. We couldn't meet Kevin one-on-one, but he sat there. Kevin's movie was 2 hours long. He talked to the fans for a half hour before the movie and 2.5 hours after the fucking movie.
Yeah.
Kevin, I follow fucking Kevin's Facebook pages. I mean, the slew of fans he has, too, is endless. And all people talk about is what a great person he does. And it's just like... And it could be just simple things, Kevin goes film an episode of, like, The Flash, and he'll sit there and like, hey guys, during fucking their break time and stuff, he goes to Tim Hortons, he goes to like Dunkin' Donuts, he goes wherever, he'll buy like 12 dozen donuts, come back, the whole crew gets donuts. That's out of his own pocket. Now it's like, does he have to do that? Fuck no. Is the show is paying him X amount of dollars. The point is that, if you watch Jay and Silent Bob Reboot, Jay and Silent Bob Reboot is probably his lowest budget movie. He's got Chris Hemsworth making cameos. He has freaking this. There's a whole slew of celebrities making cameos and stuff too. And you're thinking these celebrities are getting paid like $1,000. It's actually Chris Hemsworth. This is a guy who's Thor and is commanding $25 million a movie. Kevin probably afforded Chris Hemsworth like $1,000. Why would Hemsworth stop by and shoot a Kevin Smith movie? Because he goes, Kevin is a fucking great human being. He's a prime example where it's like he'll get 30 celebrities to stop by and do his movie because he's a fucking great dude. And the kind of person Kevin is that's hard to find.
I hear Tracy Morgan's pretty cool too.
He sounds like it, yeah.
He came up to the comedy club up here in Albany. And I didn't personally experience it, but a couple good friends of mine, they were like, yeah, they were walking by the dressing room. He like came out, gave him a high five, whatever, and he was like, hey guys, whatever, just enjoy the show. And I'm like, that's just all. He didn't have to do that. He could have been like, excuse me, minions, get out of my breathing space or something. He could have
Susan
been
and I have a friend who, this Albany, New York, guys, we, the Times Union Center is a pretty big venue in Albany. Everyone's been there, from Metallica to Mariah Carey, you name it and stuff. And we know people who work within this organization. Prime example, and we've all heard stories. You hear Mariah Carey. Hey, you meet Mariah Carey? Yeah, she's a total fucking asshole. And she's a total diva and stuff, too. Then you hear about, hey, did you guys meet The Rock? Yeah, The Rock, greatest fucking guy on the planet.
I met him. I touched his leg at the Pepsi Arena.
Oh,
yeah.
Tell me
but
about
you did.
I did some not so nice things just when I saw Breaking Benjamin and From Ashes to Noon. Hopefully someone doesn't massacre me if I got it wrong. I'm drinking quite a bit. 5-Finger Death Punch for like the fifth time.
And same thing as Five Finger. Like they'll make a new song and they'll donate like 8% of their funds to like the military or something. And people just love to talk shit about them.
And they work well with a lot of different people.
Well, like Elliot mentioned before too, like John Cena. I don't care if you like his wrestling or not. That man outside the wrestling ring, it's like if
he's a saint.
He should be a fucking modern day Mr. Rogers, for Christ's sakes, man. John Cena, like, if there's anybody that's gonna buy the way into heaven, it's John Cena. Like, that man is just, it's insane the shit he does for people. But that's the fun thing with what Elliot said with the whole bias. We can spend hours and hours talking about celebrities, but it just like, it could be anything. Like Elliot said before, when I asked him about this, do you want to talk about just celebrities? And he said, no, it could be facts. It could be, we live in an age where people are like, oh, the earth is flat. Yeah, goddamn. Even though we have like, how much science do we have to show you the fact that the earth isn't flat, you fucking moron? Like,
okay, aside from me and I believe Chris, are either of you two a Breaking Benjamin fan?
Like Susan is definitely.
Okay.
I love Ben.
So I got pictures on my phone. I'll show you later. Like Ben is just walking through the crowd up into the
last
seats.
Concert I went to, we left early and stuff, but before we left, like, he was going out into the audience and like he was grabbing like all the little kids and bringing them up on the stage.
Yeah.
And like he was like, I'm sorry guys, I know you guys came here for the concert, but like this sort of stuff like actually like resonates with me really well. Because he's like, these kids, he's like, they could be doing anything else. So they came to the concert with their parents.
Yeah.
So
That's
he's
cool.
like, for me, like, this means a lot to me, so I'm bringing all these kids up on stage with me.
Well, it wasn't that long ago. I shared with Elliot on Facebook where they went to St. Jude's and they
Yep.
they played acoustic and stuff in front of all those kids. You know, it's just that was really cool. They did play acoustic, and of course, read the comment section. All it kind of sounds like shit. Go fuck yourself, man. It's like,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah,
seriously. I'm reading comment section like you're complaining about the quality of a band playing at a children's hospital. They're
Yeah.
not playing in a studio, you prick, and they're also playing acoustic. No, everyone knows acoustic sounds fantastic, but it's not this. It's a different
It's
kind
not
of
the
sound.
same as
Yeah.
when everything else is going. If
It's
you
like-
just have like a regular guitar,
But instead of focus on the fact that this man is doing a live concert for children with childhood illness. Oh my god! Like,
I won't even lie. I'm heavily biased. Their music has literally saved my life.
yeah,
Like, I won't even lie. Listen to Evil Angel. I swear to God, I think when my ex did all the crap with my daughter, when I found out that she was just with so many people at once, and like, you can't be around your daughter, I had to listen to. I think I was so mentally fucked. I
So,
was
like-
like down in a bottle. I had to listen to their music to literally stop myself
love,
from
I will not bow.
killing myself. Like, this dude, his music can touch somebody on a personal level, and to all the people who like bitch out how he tries to help kids with kids, or some of whom are dying,
yeah.
you gotta bitch about the sound quality. You're a fucking horrible human being. These kids are suffering. I don't even want the thought of it. Nearly makes me want to break out crying. I
Yeah.
can't imagine little kids with all these diseases, and just some guys like, no, don't want money, let's just sing some songs, and these kids are cheering, and
Yeah.
you're like, oh, you sound like shit. Fuck you from the deepest part
Yeah.
of my heart.
I mean, I think everybody, and it's just healthy and stuff too. Everyone has a bias. If you're listening to this, we all have biases. I have biases. I'm fine with that. I have biases against lazy fucking people. You know, it's some. I think with anything too, some biases can be good, some biases can be bad. And said, I just have bias against lazy, entitled people. And my bias is going to be, if you're a good person, if you work hard, if you contribute to society, I will defend you fucking to the death. And you know, I always love this quote, but it's from Family Guy. And Family Guy, like South Park, can be considered a stupid cartoon show. It can be whatever. They try getting points across. And like one of the best quotes was Peter Griffin, and Peter Griffin it was like a cutaway. And this guy said something about Peter. I never forget the quote where he's like, you know what? Peter rolls up something, but he's like, I'm sorry, sir. But he's like, sorry, I'm drinking. But he's like, while I don't agree with your opinion, I will defend to the death your right to say it. And
Right.
that's the way I feel too. It's like
That's
you said.
awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's a joke, but like that's the thing with South Park. South Park, and I agree with Joe Rogan on this. In my lifetime, South Park is the greatest fucking show that humans have ever created. Because South Park, after over 25 fucking years, there isn't a single episode of that show where they're raunchy, they're disgusting, they do the most horrible shit imaginable, but they also fucking make you think. And that's the best kind of fucking comedy. Every single episode of fucking South Park, they do some shit where like, that's fucking gross and disgusting. Yes, it is. But at the end of episode 2, you're thinking. And,
Oh my god, they killed Kenny. You bastard!
Look, it's for dudes.
oh God.
Shut up, fat ass.
But every time they kill Kenny too. But everything they fucking do in that show has a purpose behind it.
Oh yeah.
Everything, you know.
Well, not to bring it back to like the celebrity kind of aspect of it, was like I am a diehard Ricky Martin fan. I know that he wants nothing to do with me because I don't have a penis. I get it.
I want
But
to say dick.
with that being said, like if something came out, in his, homosexuality that he raped a man, like, and we were talking about earlier, it's like, fuck, man, I have a brain. But also, as we were talking earlier, innocent until proven guilty. So if it comes out that he actually, and I've been a diehard Ricky Martin fan for as long as I can remember, but if he, if he's going around raping people or stabbing people or whatever the hell the case may be, it's gonna break my heart. But I'm not gonna follow that scumbag behavior. I'm not gonna keep being a Ricky Martin fan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
we
can
all just
appreciate his
know.
music, but it's like,
Jen, we all just know you love the way he shaked his bum
That
bum.
actually is a question that I wish Junior Al were here for this, but you know what? Fuck it. I'll get you guys' opinions. We'll get off the bias thing a little bit because it's kind of like a topic where it's kind of universal to me. But we can go kind of on a celebrity where it's like, at what point anybody listen to this? I'll just use one example. I don't I have no proof the man was innocent or guilty. Nobody here does. Let's just take Michael Jackson for example. I'm only using Michael Jackson because everybody, if you're listening to this, unless you lived under a rock for the past 40 years, you know the fucking name. Mm-hmm. Now, for argument's sake, nobody knows. We have no actually definite proof if he was guilty or innocent. For argument's sake, though, when it comes to celebrity and stuff too, and the celebrities and the power that they hold, if Michael Jackson was in fact guilty, say beyond a shadow of a doubt, say before he fucking died, he wrote a diary, he admitted to all this shit. Now that you know that he's fucking guilty, can you go back and listen to his music? And that's very uncomfortable for people to fucking say.
Silence.
No, it is because now again,
I would probably still listen to his music, but I'd have a different opinion of him.
Different respect for him, for sure.
Yeah.
What, respect for him?
A different respect for him.
Like,
how would
there
you
would be
respect
no
that?
respect.
Well, like, before, it's like, I could respect that he's talented and he can sing and dance, but I, without anything being proven to date, it's like, oh, okay, he had some issues, a little bit off his rocker, and then we all know that there are these allegations that have existed, but...
Well, I'm saying, but the point is, say, for instance, it came out, for whatever reason, just whatever case they used, that he was 100% guilty. He did fucking rape a bunch of kids. Now, now could you go back and listen to his music? And,
Yeah, that'd be tough.
I mean, I'll answer for me too. I think I cannot support anybody if you're a piece of shit. I'm sorry. And this has been actors too. Like some people would say, hey, if like Kevin Spacey, for example, before Dave Chappelle made that fucking joke, and I always support that, and this is, again, raunchy humor, raunchy comedy. He's like, when Kevin Spacey and stuff too, it came out where he's supposed to be raped this kid and molested this guy, and Dave Chappelle's like, you couldn't wait until after the last season of House of Cards came out before you fucking said that shit? Because, like, Kevin Spacey, before that shit came out, god damn, that man was a good actor.
He really is.
Yeah.
Now, again, right now, nothing's been proven. It's still up in the air and shit, too.
Well,
but,
that was like R. Kelly. On the Chappelle show, Dave Chappelle made the statement flat out. He's like, I listen to R. Kelly's music. He's like, but, and I'm sure a lot of you guys too, he's like, but you cannot tell me you did not see this coming. You listen to his music. You know what he is.
Right.
Yeah.
I listened to Dave Chappelle's version of his music.
Oh,
that
God.
was far better.
Piss on you.
See, I think personally, I could separate the two. I could appreciate somebody being born with a natural singing and dancing talent and still continue to listen to their music and say, wow, this person was XYZ, but that doesn't mean that they weren't talented.
See, I couldn't which is it. There's no right or wrong answer, but I just said for me, I can't because the fact that if I go watch a movie again or listen to a song again, and I know you're raping children, I don't care how fucking good your voice is. It's like you rape kids. I don't give a fuck. It's just like, because I know exactly this isn't condoning it, but for at least for main stuff as a person, I feel like it's not technically condoning it, but it kind of fucking is because you're saying that, like, even though I know this guy was raping fucking women or raping fucking kids or whatever, he was a convicted murderer. It's like almost like saying, what if Hitler made a bunch of fucking songs? Oh, well, yeah, he may have killed 6 million fucking Jews, but goddamn, the man could sing.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
Unfortunately, I think I'd have to go the way of Bill Cosby. I backed him up until he admitted what he did, then all respect was gone.
That's what I'm saying.
And I felt bad for his daughter who suffered through it horribly, like behind him. And I don't want to get too much into it, but the moment it came out that it was true, here's like hardcore evidence. It kind of hurt because I grew up with the Cosbys.
Oh fuck yeah! It didn't hurt just you. Shit.
I felt a little betrayed. It's like you should have known better. You should have known better that what you did affected more than you. It affected all these people, and now. Am I even slightly guilty for backing you up?
No.
But just to find out. No, but those are the thoughts that went through my head with Bill Cosby. I'm like, am I guilty for supporting this man?
Yeah.
I know it's irrational thinking, but you can't help but think, hey, I was one of those people who I fought for you just to find out that.
And that was the point.
It was terrible.
But what about in a case like Michael Jackson who's dead? Then it's like, but then I still see your point.
No, they said too. No, it's like right now. No, you can go back and listen to his music, but the thing is, like I'm saying, is that if you listen to his music and because of the fact you don't know, you still have the ignorance of like I don't know. But I have listened to people and talked to people like even if he was guilty, I'm still going to support his music. And I'm like, so again, if you're a mother or a father and you have little children, how would you like it if say just take any modern musician right now in 2020 and this modern musician popped out 4 or 5 fucking hit singles or 4 or 5 albums? What if this celebrity What if they molested your fucking kids? How would you
For what
feel?
it's worth, though, on the Michael Jackson standpoint, though, one of the kids that, like, tried to say that he did do something to him, as soon as he died, the kid retracted the statement and said his parents put him up to it.
I said I'm only using Michael as only because he's a well-known name. That's the only reason I'm using. That's the only reason I'm using his name for. But it's just the point of Elliot's like kind of same with bias and celebrities. This is why I said no. Bill Cosby was America's dad. The fucking like a billion people watch the fucking Cosby Show.
Mm-hmm.
Bill Cosby taught everybody here our fucking how to be a good person. Had not to. It's just the endless moral stories into Bill Cosby's comedy albums. Bill Cosby was the comic that was clean, that he wouldn't swear. Bill Cosby was the man that would go to colleges and tell young black men to fucking, stop swearing so much, respect your mother, pull up your fucking pants. Bill Cosby was the one, even before the allegations came out, young black kids like, oh, fuck Bill Cosby, he's an old man. And he would say, no, stop. I watched one of his statements, interviews, where he's like, stop blaming white people for all your fucking problems. Man up and shit too, be a good person. That's why everyone's like, no, this is impossible. Bill Cosby couldn't do this. And so the bias and stuff too, there is but to Elliot's friggin' point, I don't think it's biased to feel that every single person in this country, celebrity or not, you are innocent until proven guilty. The bias for me comes after the fact. Now that you know this man is guilty, now that you know he was drugging and fucking raping women, now can you go back and listen to his comedy albums? I won't. Because I'm not going to support that shit. Because
yeah, I guess I never really gave it a full thought. Like I said, I mean, like if it was Ricky Martin, like that's scumbag like behavior. If Ricky Martin was drugging and raping men back in the mid '90s, and as diehard of a fan as I love him, I love his spirituality. But if that shit came out, I guess I never really gave it a full thought. I probably would have to, sever ties with my obsession.
This is the fucking problem, which is what Junior said. The problem with people nowadays, especially during fucking COVID, is that it's easy not to care. It's easy not to relate to it if it doesn't happen to you. But if it was your kid or somebody you cared about, now it hits home, doesn't it? That's the problem with the fuck internet and shit. Like Bill Cosby, well, he may have fucking raped these women, but, he's still blah, blah. No, motherfucker, because if he raped your mother, your sister, your daughter, your whole mentality would change then, wouldn't it?
Well, we briefly talked on a couple episodes ago. We talked about Cardi B, where she was admitting to it, and she's, and that whole fucking,
and she'll have fucking, and that's the thing with bias stuff too. She'll still have fans no matter what she does.
Well, that goes also to now. For those who don't know, I'm an enormous wrestling fan. Gonna mention a name. You may know it, you may not know it. Chris, I know you know it. Chris Benoit.
No, I'm sorry. That broke my heart. I was a Chris Benoit.
His birthday just passed.
Fan. Fuck, that shit hit home.
God.
His birthday just passed. And a fan on a wrestling page that I follow on Facebook, they posted a picture of him with the U.S. title on his shoulder and made the statement. They're like, I know what he did was fucked up. Chris Jericho actually went and did a full, like behind the ring, like, this is what happened, this is the truth of it. Yeah. Interviewing his son, interviewing his daughter, all this other stuff. Because he had 2 older kids besides the little boy.
Okay.
And he went through, like, this is what happened. And, like, this is more evidence that they didn't tell you.
Yeah.
This is why so many people aren't sure if it was true or not. Well, guess what? Yeah. It's true. So this person, they posted the picture of him, and they're like, all things considered, despite what had happened, growing up, Chris Benoit, my favorite wrestler. Yeah. I'm not going to remember Chris Benoit as the guy who murdered his wife and then murdered his 7-year-old son and then hung himself in his garage. I'm going to remember Chris Benoit as the crippler.
Cross-face crippler.
One of the things with Benoit, though, is his situation. That's a hard situation to look at because there are so many factors going into, like, did he have brain damage?
Well,
was he on roid rage?
Exactly.
Was there all kinds of things too? He wasn't like, again. There's just people that are convicted rapists and pedophiles.
It was shown on the documentary that Jericho did. Now, him and his wife, they were in the backyard. They were having an argument. He snapped her neck. Then there. Yeah. He placed her in the bed from there.
Jeez.
He put his son to bed that night. His son snuck, grabbed a knife, hid it underneath his pillow.
Yeah.
Because he saw what his father did to his mother. Then when Benoit went the next day, because he's like, he saw what I did, and that's when he killed his kid.
Yeah. Well said. People always have fucking bias. I think just for me that as people, as normal civilized people, it's okay to have a bias in some aspect, but don't be ignorant about it. And sometimes too, like Jen just said, I never thought about it like that. This is why we have discussions for. This is why we have conversations as civilized, rational people. We can still bust balls and still make fun of each other, say funny, stupid shit. But you should also, too, you can have a bias, which I think if you're a fan of somebody, I mean, think about it, too. A bias could be if your kid, if your mother, if your boyfriend, girlfriend, wife, whatever, was convicted of a crime, you naturally have a bias saying they couldn't have done that crime because this isn't that kind of person. So a bias is fucking natural. But also, too, don't let because you have a bias block you from being irrational or just using fucking common sense. It's like, and I've said this before, I'm not sure who quoted this statement, it's been out there, but like, people's opinions are automatically there based on emotion and feelings, and many people out there, at least I feel like the huge majority, once a person is set in their ways, once they have an opinion, no matter how many facts you throw at this person, no matter how many reasonable statements you throw at them, and you rationally try to explain to them why they're wrong, they're not going to care. They're just fucking stuck in their ways. And this is also why, too, like I said, with our last topic was racism and stuff. I mean, that'll be a topic we'll pepper out for fucking forever. But I said racism, I fully believe that once a person hits a certain age, you can't blame a 5-year-old for being racist. They were raised that way, or a 10-year-old. If a person's 20 and above, or who knows when the fuck cutoff is. But once a person is fucking, they're stuck being racist, no matter what you do, you can beat them to their fucking purple. You can torture them. You can throw them all the facts in the world. You're not going to change the fact that they hate black people or white people or Hispanic people. It's stuck in there, and stop wasting your time trying to change it. It's just there. Get the fuck over it and move on.
I think at some point all of us will have a differing opinion on something, some of us more passionate than others.
Mm-hmm.
But it's on us as adults, because I am 35 years old. If I can't talk to any of you as an adult, like just calmly, not yelling at you, threatening to kill your family or swatting you, like if this goes on, people should err on caution on social media, because you do get swatted. You get people called to your house. They will dox you and everything. But people need to understand one thing. We are adults. If we can't set a proper example for kids, if we can't sit down and talk about how we feel, what we think about something like adults, then we fail the people behind us. We fail them in the worst way possible. We have not prepared them for life. Someone will have a different opinion. Someone may not believe what you do. That's fine. But when you start getting emotional and angry, you lose. You automatically lose. Once you lose your temper, you have lost.
Yeah. Which is why I said, too, that we are, every podcast we are, and even Susan said we should promote this, and this will be a small promotion, but our Facebook page is officially up. It's just flat out Blue Collar Losers. You're welcome to fucking join, say what you want to say, have discussion. But also, too, this is why I said we are not going to do anything with politics for. Because, like Elliot was saying, too, you can't, at this day and age, you cannot have civil discussions, you cannot be rational, and people are fucking biased. There's some people that are so for Trump and so against Trump, no matter how much good he does or how much bad he does, their opinions, no matter what he fucking does, they're going to hate him or love him, period. There's no middle ground. So that's how it is.
Yeah, if you guys definitely have like different topics, questions about any and all of our fat asses and et cetera, like definitely post shit on there.
So just to explain to Jen and Susan, and maybe listens to this too, me and Elliot only know this term because we spend more time online than we should, but there's this term that's called swatting. And basically, from what I gathered, is it's like, Jen, say for instance, because right now Twitch gaming is a huge fucking thing. People be playing games like whatever, Call of Duty, Fortnite, and shit too, stuff you guys know. And they'll be playing somebody online, and they're whooping their ass online. They're beating them. What they do is they call a SWAT team. They call the FBI, and they say who knows how they find this shit out, but they find out where this person lives. They find out their address, their house. It could be through their stream. It could be through whatever the case may be. They find out where the fuck you live. So you're sitting there playing a video game. Next you know, you hear fucking some noise. 15 fucking SWAT team members kick the fucking door in and they light your ass up. And people have been killed from this shit.
For what?
Because people are scumbags.
Yeah.
No, I mean, like, you mean, like, actual...
Yeah, they will,
SWAT members,
they
like,
will
like police SWAT team.
They will find the city you live, city, state, your literal address down to the T. They will say something like, yeah, this man just stabbed a little girl 150 times and he's threatening
or
to
he threatened the president.
terrible things. Yeah. And a SWAT team will be launched. They make up some horrifically raunchy stuff, like stuff that will probably give you nightmares to imagine. So I'll just leave it at that. And
but they wouldn't do like an investigation before lighting you up?
For something. Well, if you're lucky, the person will listen and put their hands up slowly and nothing will happen. But people have died all because someone's a piece of shit thinking, oh, I'm gonna get the last that's probably not how they sound, but I have no respect for these people.
It's almost like someone, remember we were in school, somebody would call it a bomb threat.
Right.
It's the exact same thing, but now they're using the fuck FBI and stuff too, and they're using, now of course, obviously there's massive repercussions because of that too, because once they find out who you are, and whether you're 12, and sometimes it's a 12-year-old fucking doing it, or 18-year-old doing it, it's piece of shit, like how you were saying. But the problem too is, again, like, should the police change up their tactics? Should they change the way they handle it? Probably. But again, too, if they give a convincing enough story where it's like, hey, go to this guy's house because, like, he's got, like, especially nowadays, he's a known terrorist or he's building fucking bombs. They don't know what to think. They send a SWAT team there. And sometimes shit goes wrong. I mean, most of the time there has been cases where they show up there, false alarm, find the kids pissing his fucking pants, obviously. But there have been certain instances where they have been killed because, like, just shit happens,
That's why technology scares me.
And this is our lovely day and age of the Twitch gaming and the YouTube live and blah blah blah. Yeah, thanks for that bullshit.
Yep.
And so, and why do people do it for? Because why do people do anything they do? Because they're fucking assholes. It's simple as that. So.
I'm glad I'm not a gamer. That's one thing I don't have to worry about in this life. But it could be anything. It could be somebody is like a, what do you call it? Facebook warrior or something.
Yeah.
I've gotten into stupid debates with people.
SJW.
The keyboard warriors.
That's going to be, that's definitely a topic I want to have for a future podcast, which I've written down in my book where it's like, and Joe Rogan's even talked about this with how YouTube is changing stuff too, but it really is amazing about the internet tough guy. And like, I'm really, really sick of I'm not sure what year it started, but it's become this really big thing where it's like the keyboard tough guy where it's just like, I'd like to fucking meet you in person because the beauty of the internet is you can run your mouth and be a total fucking scumbag. But the thing is, this is all the shit you wouldn't say to my fucking face, and that's a whole podcast in itself. So.
Oh yeah.
I wouldn't want to meet me. I don't know, like, damn, dude, you're tall and you look like you hate me. Sorry, that's just my normal look. That's part of
YouTube comments. Oh yeah, if I met you in real life too, I'd beat the fucking shit out of you. And it's like, okay, and you know me based on what? It's like I could be fucking 6'4", 320 pounds of fucking pure muscle. I could look like The Rock. It's like, but whatever. That's another topic. So. But I guess so. Yeah. So the bias thing and stuff too. This is why we said, it's just like. Have fucking opinion stuff too, and be open to discussions. Be open to civil discussions. Have fun, but like, don't be fucking biased. Don't be obsessive because, and like I said, I feel like celebrities, whether it's like now internet celebrities, it's actors, it's whoever, even politicians, their fucking power over the common person. You're still gonna have diehard fans, and you're still gonna have morons that no matter what you do, they're gonna fucking follow you. But overall, a lot of these celebrities are losing their fucking power, and they're freaking out about it because they know it. Because there was a time period where it's like, oh yeah, Madonna's in a bathtub and stuff too, and everyone's so awesome. Now it's like, no, bitch, 10 million people call you a fucking asshole. Stop posting pictures in your $80 million mansion when there's people that can't fucking afford to feed their kids. But, I don't know.
Got any stories?
Is that your whole bias thing, Elliot, or is there anything else you want to pop on?
I could go on for days. I mean, these are just things, these are my biases. But the thing is, the point is, we all have them. Yeah. And even if one person in the comments like, I don't have a bias, I'm calling you out. Bullshit. The fact that you even call out you don't have a bias is a bias. Yeah. Like, I feel like I was attacked. I do not have a bias. Well, there you go. You automatically have a prejudice to it. You're like, I don't want to be called out on anything. That's a bias.
I can't have a normal conversation about Jensen Ackles, Charlie Hunnam, or Randy Orton because I will literally try and beat the crap out of someone if they say they are assholes.
Well, yeah, because now I got my thought back too. This is also why I said that it's kind of sickened me for the longest time period. I'm not sure when, but I really wish that people would stop fucking worshiping celebrities. It's just like I said, it's amazing that said to me, heroes, and I've told this, a hero that I have is a friend of mine. She's hopeful one day she'll listen to this. She's been in the military. She has shrapnel in her chest. She's been overseas. It's 8:30 at night. As we're talking, she's probably right now working. She's a nurse in New York City. She works 16, 17, 18-hour fucking days. If she dies tomorrow, 5 people will remember her name. She'll never get a fucking plaque. She'll never get an award. And the funny part is when she posts on Facebook, she's not asking for medals or awards or even just recognition. Sometimes she wants to fucking scream. And she wants just someone to hear her fucking scream because she's like, I have to go to work and watch people die on a daily fucking basis and stuff. People like that are real heroes. Teachers are fucking heroes. Somebody who goes off overseas and they come back with an arm missing, a leg missing, an eye missing. We don't worship these people. We worship some fucking asshole behind a microphone or on YouTube or on fucking Twitch. It's like there's so many Twitch people out there too. Again, they're quote unquote internet celebrities. But you assholes don't fucking worship the people that fucking matter. I said I had a doctor a year ago save my fucking life. He cut out a foot of my colon. If it wasn't for him, I could be dead right now. His name won't be fucking remembered. I wish more people would stop. Fucking worshiping false idols. We would fuck politicians and stuff. People that matter. Said your doctor is getting a paycheck, but they care about you. Farmers, they may not fucking know you, but they're providing something that matters to you. And so, like Susan said, it's like I love Jen Snow, Supernatural. I like Randy Orton and shit too. But honestly, if you were Charlie Hunnam and shit too, if you needed something, they're not going to help you. That's just like
Charlie Hunnam helped a cat.
Yeah.
Jensen Ackles.
Well, that was
Jensen Ackles actually no. This is true.
But he doesn't know you though.
But Jensen Ackles, when he opened his brewing company, because when they had actually done the grand opening, this was on Jimmy Kimmel's show. He was talking about it, and Kimmel was giving him a ton of flack for it. He needed the National Guard to come in because there were so many people, and he wanted to serve everyone, but he needed to create lines and make sure people were doing whatever. And there were guys in line who were veterans of war.
Yeah.
Who were hey, we'll help out. And he's like, really? I appreciate that. Great. And he's and to this day, they still work for me there.
Yeah.
Because he's I appreciate, the service they've done to this country.
I mean, no, I'm not saying trust me, there is a whole slew of celebrities that are wonderful people. But like I just said, it's just that's one of my favorite movies.
They may never know what my name is, but I will always love them.
Yeah. That's one of my favorite movies, which is it's a comedy, it's cheesy, but Fever Pitch, it had fucking Drew Barrymore and Jimmy Fallon. And Jimmy Fallon was a prime example of why his character is why I don't really watch sports anymore. Because it was one of the best lines in the fucking movie is that this little kid was I forgot, 12 or 13 years old. He tells Jimmy Fallon's character, it's at one point, he looks at me and goes, I forgot his character's name, it's been a while. He says to him, he's like, you've given your entire life for the Red Sox. What have they ever given you?
Mm-hmm.
And he looks at me, he's like, I just, they friggin' get the hell out of here. But Jimmy Fallon, his character was an example of there are sports teams. Some of these people, holy fuck, it's just they're mindless obsession. They have his character had Red Sox socks, sheets, bathrobes. His entire life was built about the Red Sox. Yeah. He meets Drew Barrymore's character and oh, I'm going down tomorrow with the team to do draft picks. She's like, oh, you're part of the team? He goes, well, no, I'm not part of the team, but I hang out with some fans. We do draft picks. Oh, so now the single person on that team, they don't know your name, dude.
No.
It's these people. The whole point of their relationship was going down and stuff too, because you're spending all this time you could be sparing with Drew Barrymore's character and how much she cared about you. You're blowing her off to hang out with fucking Red Sox.
Just to focus on them and judge how they live their lives rather than judge how we live our own.
That's why I said too initially, if you listen to episode 1, initially making this podcast was talking about how you see it more and more on social media. People are sick and fucking tired of celebrities, and Elliot's seen this as well too, is that we feel it's been this slow fucking decline, and now I feel hitting a friggin' peak where it's blue collar people, average people are just really fucking sick and tired of being preached to. But this has been a thing for the past few years now with Trump, for against Trump. All the celebrities saying you have to hate or love the guy, and everyone's look, dude, I don't. It's like I can love you as an actor, but the second that like you tell me that you hate or love Trump, that changes your entire opinion of this actor, which is bullshit. Because that to me, that's bias in itself. You know, it's
See,
like
that's why I love like Mark Wahlberg, because Mark Wahlberg made the most perfect statement. He's like, I'm never giving my opinion politically on anyone.
good.
It doesn't belong. In my opinion, his opinion, he's an awesome actor. His opinion on politics
and
does
like
not belong
that
telling
was
people.
that was what he was saying, because he's like, I could say I hate him, I could say I love him. He's like, I'm influencing people in that direction.
Yeah.
I don't know how people live their lives. I don't know what anyone goes through. He's like, keep in mind, I was raised poor. He's like, but I haven't been poor since I was 16 years old.
Yeah.
He's like, so how can I relate to the average human being?
And that's also bias in itself. Like I've always said, like, look, you don't have to agree or disagree with an actor or a celebrity. But the thing is, I get it, the fact that you watch these people because you want to be entertained. You want to see a movie. You want to listen to a song. However, whether these guys are worth $100 million or $10 million, technically speaking, they do have the right to an opinion. It's like, so that's a very hard line where it's like, I don't care if like, whatever. It's like, see, Alec Baldwin doesn't like Trump. Well, he's a piece of shit. The guy's a good actor though. I mean, he does have the right to hate Trump, just like say Kid Rock. Kid Rock has the right to like Trump. You know, so
or Denzel Washington.
Didn't Alec Baldwin do a really good impression
of
of Trump?
He does an amazing impression.
And again, too, this is why I said also with comedy too. I'm said the four of us here right now too. We're not telling you who the fuck we vote for, who to vote for, but like, however, if Hillary was fucking president, if somebody was doing a Hillary impression, I think Baldwin's. Well, she does anyway, but I think Kate McKinnon's fucking her by far in SNL. She's SNL's in freaking. Elliot agree with me this stuff too. When she did fucking It and her Pennywise, I mean, Kate McKinnon is by far the best in coming out of SNL in the past like fucking 5 years. But
I love her.
Yeah, but like
she's amazing.
But Alec Baldwin again too. It's like Trump is just like, dude. It's like Alec Baldwin is busting your fucking balls, and if you weren't president, he'd be busting your balls as well. You have to accept comedy because before you were president, you were making fun of people too. Yeah. So, but again, this isn't political. We're just saying this, like, but don't have that fucking bias, guys. Like, don't be fucking biased. We're like, you can love an actor or hate an actor or celebrity or politician, but like, be open to interpretation, be open to conversation and stuff. So,
well, I think the main thing is you can be biased. Don't be a dick about it. Don't threaten. Don't try to harm someone.
Like, have an
Don't go out there.
Have an intelligent conversation with someone.
Yeah, and this is something I'm going to send the links to Junior, and also Susan, Elliot, and Jen, which I said that I'm a massive fan. When I'm at work, I listen to The Critical Drinker. The Critical Drinker, he's done these 3-hour live streams, and he just talks to friends about, the Alien franchise, the Terminator franchise. I listen to The Drinker talk about Star Wars, and The Drinker flat out said, look at my channel. And he goes, you can have the entire polar opposite opinion of me, but let's have a discussion. Don't be a fucking asshole about it. He's like, I will listen to your reviews if they're different from my own, but make it like, even The Drinker made up a video he's put down on YouTube, how to not criticize movies or criticize TV or films, and it's very well thought out. Because like I said, he breaks it down where it's like, we can have a discussion, we can even have differences of opinions, but let's come to a reasonable standpoint out of it. So, but I'm also to the point now with our Facebook page being up, guys, the Blue Collar Losers, I'm doing this more and more. If you want to be a total fucking scumbag, I'm going to tag you. I'm going to fucking make fun of you. I'm going to, post on Facebook. But I think everybody, Al, Junior, everyone here, they're less tolerant than I am on social media. I'm to the point in social media where I'm not going to block you. I'm not. I'm going to keep engaging you. I'm going to keep, having fun with your bullshit. But the more of a dick you are, the more I'm going to keep fucking making fun of you. And to the point where it's like, trust me when I say
I'll
this.
just block your ass out of the group. I don't even care.
Well, I'm just saying, or in general. Or it could be different, say a different Facebook page, like say whether it's Screen Junkies or like Joe Rogan or anybody, Howard Stern. If you want to be a total fucking scumbag, I actually have in the past, I can very thoroughly actually say fuck you without actually saying fuck you. I've typed the best insults because I have a better vernacular, which is why I said, listening to episode 1, I feel like I dropped too many F-bombs because I'm smarter and better than that, but also had like 5 glasses of Jack too. I had a lot of Jack that night.
That was great though. It was great
it
from
was,
my standpoint.
From a comedy standpoint, it was to be like, but people listening to like, this fucking douchebag, like how many times is he going to say fuck in one sentence? But I can have a very civil and thorough conversation where it's like, when you make yourself out to be a biased piece of shit, I can keep making fun of you, and I will, because it's entertaining me, especially when I'm at work. When I'm at work and I'm on fucking break, if you want to be a scumbag, I'm going to keep making fun of you for being a scumbag.
It's going to give us more to
And
talk
that's your
about.
right.
We're not going to block it. Go right ahead.
And now that we have a
rip you apart.
now that we have a podcast, trust me, I will call you out on this fucking podcast and on Facebook and stuff. Hey, look at this fucking dickhead. Said have a biased. You can be biased. You can have an opinion, but present it in a respectful fucking way. And that's why I've said too. I don't know about these guys. Everything on my freaking page, look me up, guys. If you want to make fun of my kid, make fun of my kid. Make fun of my friends. Make fun of my family. Because if you need to show the world on Facebook or Twitter or anything that you're such a piece of shit lowlife, where you need to insult my children or insult my parents or insult anybody in my life, cool. Because all it just showed everybody was what kind of person you really are. I'm not going to attack your friends, your family, or anybody on your page. I've had people, they'll tag family members, they'll take pictures like, oh, your kid looks like really stupid and stuff. Go ahead and attack my kid, because you have that right, and I have the right to call you a scumbag for doing it. You know,
it just shows your character and like your maturity and your mentality and where you're at. So go right ahead.
Yeah.
You know, actually, just talking about this, I was just telling you guys earlier, I'm being bullied by a 9-year-old right now. I've always been, you know, like a badass chick. Like, I will throw bows, whatever. I am currently being bullied by a 9-year-old. So I was riding my bike the other day. She rides her bike with, like, her little sister or something. She goes, "Sup, fat ass person?" And I thought it was funny. So I'm like, that little bitch just said, like, she didn't hear me. And she kept riding her bike away. Probably about 3-4 hours later after my bike ride, I come back. She's with another group of her friends, and she goes, "Look, it's the fat kid again." I said, "Motherfucker." I don't know what I did to this child. I don't know how she's being raised. Like, I don't know what's going on. But yes, that's my current 33 years old, and I'm currently being bullied by a 9-year-old.
yeah.
And how does that make you feel?
Shut up, sir. I'm actually going to keep a bucket of water or water balloons on my porch. That's what I'm going to approach this situation.
Karma is a bitch, so.
Well, that brings me up to 2 great points. You can have your opinions, you can have your biases.
Yeah.
You know what? We will respectfully let you say them. You'll say them on the internet. You'll complain to someone. And here's the difference. We will respect the fact that you have a bias, you have an opinion. You will not respect the fact that we have ours. So think about this before you type a message, because the world will see it. Someone's going to take a screenshot of it.
Yeah.
Like, this person said this about this and that. Be respectful. Because if somebody said what you plan on saying on the internet to someone else, if someone said the same thing to one of your family members, I know through a shadow of a doubt you would lose your freaking mind.
Mm-hmm.
So you can have your biases. Like, I love Breaking Benjamin. You may love Madonna. You're like, but you said bad things about. Yes, I don't like Madonna, but if you like her, if one of her songs touched you and saved you, I will give her praise. I don't care. She may not be my cup of tea, but I acknowledge that her acting and music is good. It's great. I used to watch A League of Their Own. Fantastic.
Yeah.
Some of her
She's
old
made
stuff.
some-
All-time favorite movie.
Everybody
We
here
all
too.
know someone who, like, his favorite Madonna song is
Well,
Like a
trust
Virgin.
me, all four of us have, but we all
Just
have.
like A Prayer's Mine. That one just blew
Oh, yeah.
my
I
mind.
mean, trust me, Madonna is a fuck. She's not even American. She's a global sensation for a reason.
Mhm.
Yeah.
However,
She's not a nice person.
I don't have to have my head up her ass and be like, she shits, repent.
yeah,
You know,
that's
you know,
that's a problem with being biased too. So,
Yeah.
so many people, they're so fucking biased where it's like, this person made this many songs, they filmed this many movies and stuff, and they can be a total piece of shit. And I'm like, look, I'm not saying don't love your favorite actor, don't love your favorite celebrity, don't love your fucking favorite athlete, but also too, you have to acknowledge the fact that if this person is great, cool, let them be great. If they're a scumbag, call them out being a scumbag. You can still enjoy their music, but
Mhm.
I said just we'll wrap this up because I don't want to keep touching on this. But for me, personally speaking, don't be fucking biased where it's like if somebody does something very horrendous and stuff, no matter what they do, it could be a friend, family member, celebrity, politician. Stop supporting people because you're fucking biased. Yeah, it's just like you can love this person all day. When people hit a certain fucking level, I'm not going to support them anymore. I don't give a fuck how great of a musician you are, how fucking far you threw a football, how many Oscars you fucking won. When you start, being convicted of hurting children or sexually assaulting women as somebody who's the older boy in the family, Trust me, he said, I wouldn't give a shit how many Oscars you fucking won. If you rape my sister or cousin, I'm gonna slit your fucking throat. I don't care. So
That just happened.
All right, final thoughts, round table, or people, whatever.
Yeah, just pretty much like we all said, just use your fucking brain. Seriously. Like, you feel free, there's freedom of speech, there's freedom to say whatever the fuck you want to say. Yeah. But like Elliot was saying, like, use your brain. You're gonna look like an asshole if you're not saying educated and respectful things. And just think about it. Like, you might be thinking you're attacking us when you're just gonna make yourself look like an asshole. So, and it could be, talking about Ricky Martin, or it could be talking about anything that we talk in any of these episodes. But it's just, don't be so biased and so narrow-minded. Like, this whole Blue Collar Losers, we talk about everything and anything. We pick on each other. We'll pick on anyone, different topics and pop culture and things like that. So it's just, just be smart. Suck less.
Susan, your panda thoughts.
Okay, for the record,
She said for the record.
you will hear Chris on a regular basis call me a panda or Jen a hen or a fat pigeon or something along those lines.
Yeah.
Because that is Chris's way of showing love.
See, hen is outdated.
Yeah. Well, hen was originally created by your grandfather.
Yeah, I think it was.
So that forever will be, she is Jen the hen.
I'm 33 years old, and I'm like, Christmas time, getting a present, I'll say to Hennifer or to hen. That's just things aren't going
I'm telling Susan that, like, as a term of endearment, one day, who knows? Who knows? It could be. You may have a following of pandas. You could have, like, a panda t-shirt and stuff, too. And
Fuck yourself. In the ass.
Do you get as much of enjoyment like hearing panda as he does when he says hen? Because it's actually kind of funny.
All right, Elliot. Well, this was your first guest appearance, and we'll see going forward how often you come up. But your last thoughts, because
Well, my last thought is I'll finish the story from earlier. Like I said, the singer Breaking Benjamin, who's kind of just walked through the crowd, and I kind of pushed my way through the crowd just to kind of slap him on his back a little harder than I should have. And I kind of fanboyed, staring at my hand, taking pictures and stuff. But that's me. I had a powerful reaction to I can get within 2 feet of this man who's changed my life with just music. I understand, like I said, yet again, people are going to be like, shut the fuck up, you're repeating yourself. I get it, I'm drunk, but this needs to be said. I make fun of certain celebrities. Other people may love them. I can understand why. I'm not a heartless prick. I can understand these actors or musicians may have touched your life, and I can appreciate that. But when you as fans take it to a point where they are above religion and all that, you can't say a terrible word.
Yeah.
It ifs me. They're humans. They will die one day, and then what will you do? You gave your life all for what? Be careful. Protect yourself. You can love these people, but don't idolize them to the point you lose your mind.
And you're biased. Keep
yourself mentally and physically safe. These are hard times. We're all uncertain. That's why this is done. Just an average Joe saying, hey, it may be stupid, but I understand. Now, it's up to you as a person. Are you going to stick with the it's stupid, or will you stick with the I understand why you do it?
Yeah.
You will show me in the future what kind of person you are by your comments. But I respect the fact they touched you in a certain way. I hope it's for the better and not for the worse. Please prove me wrong.
Hope it touched you in a good place.
Yeah.
I hope so, too.
Did you get the good touch from it?
Not a happy ending kind of way, because I hate you for that.
And, looking forward, if you have any very desperate and, single women that want to touch me in a special place, by all means.
God.
I have very
Or me, for that matter.
I have very low standards.
Also,
Hell yeah.
if you take pills and have an erection for more than 4 hours, please don't call your doctor. Just find someone else who can take care of it for you.
Yeah, it was awesome. Fuck, have Elliot and stuff, too. And also brought Elliot to attest to this. You can see that and shit. That, again, this is four assholes drinking in a fucking basement. And the boiler is shut off now because it's officially summer, so you don't hear that boiler in the background. But
we are still in the boiler room, and Jack just passed by with his ex.
Yeah. So,
I'm kind of drunk as fuck too.
but as a premise of, like I said, Elliot's listened to these episodes. He's enjoyed it. The fact that a lot of people, a lot of quote unquote top podcasters or top celebrities, top YouTubers, a lot of people lost their fucking way, and we haven't because of the fact that we are so low key and so low budget. And the only thing is, maybe one day we'll build a better floor and get some better sound equipment. So, as of right now, this shit's still brand new, and
Maybe one day we'll all get back to work.
yeah.
And thank you to the first responders and police who
Fucking right.
don't want to shoot people, and firemen who do their job, and everybody struggling. I'm gonna
Not
have
just the sexy ones.
Yeah,
That's
you
love about-
sexy bastards.
That's
I'll
love about
have a
Al.
drink with you.
Al's been saying that too every time. Al always ends up with the same thing. He just says, support your local community and
Yeah.
stuff. And said, I'm going to find some way when I'm not fucking drunk to actually write this down and read it from a cue card. But, this is always my fucking tag. Maybe we can get a t-shirt one day. But he said, the four of us, this podcast, like, hey guys, I don't want your money. I don't need your money. Fuck, we all got bills to pay. Pay your bills. Take care of your kids. Do something fucking good with your money. Stop giving your funds to assholes on their phone or in their bedroom or in their fucking basement, because the support we want from you guys is thank you. Give me some fucking honest criticism, and we'll go from here. So
I think we should end every episode with caring thoughts of first responders and a social. That's what I think we should do.
something we'll talk about when we're more sober, because
I am sober, definitely compared to last episode. I was fucking.
Look at this bottle.
We salute the men and women who are out on our front lines and doing this.
But
That's
also,
right.
some people may listen too. I was talking to you about the whole bartender thing. So, front lines, it's not just nurses and doctors. It's anybody right now who's fucking working. And if you're out of work, I'm sorry about
hell
that.
yeah.
But,
I'm sorry too. That's
Yeah, I'm sorry you're out of work too,
hard.
but I still respect you the fact that you do fucking work.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck these people who sit on the internet all day begging for money. And guess what? The four of us here, and my friend Al, my friend Junior, one thing we're not going to do is we're going to be honest with you guys. We're going to have opinions. We're not going to beg for your fucking money, because I'm above that. So aren't
Yeah.
these people as well. I wouldn't have invited Elliot to my house to this podcast if I felt that he was some fucking degenerate who sat around, begging for fucking money from strangers. I don't do that shit. I don't support that shit.
I just beg for bras and panties sometimes. That's it.
Don't we all?
You're not allowed in my room.
I don't want to go in there. Trust me. I don't want to. I'm scared.
All right, guys.
right.
We're gonna be,
Cheers, guys.
We're gonna be fucking 4 fat people eating some chicken wings in the backyard. Good night.
And some hot dogs.